Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Nell, Nell Sanders, and I go by Sky Dancer. It's my music name. And we are joined by the very lovely, very talented, and very mystical and magical Jessica Taylor from Cornwall. We're actually both in Cornwall right now. We've got the sun shining, so finally, so yeah. Um, and for those of you who don't know Jess, which might be most of you, we Jess has been running a meditation group in Newquay for a few years now, which I've been joining on and off, and she's just one of the most talented, powerful, in tune, intuitive people that I've come across in Cornwall and in the world. So really blessed to have her with us. Thank you, Jess. And
Thank you.
I've seen, so we have a group of people who, yeah, the Monday sessions, and it's very much about psychic development, and Jess generally does a guided meditation, and then sometimes we do some channeling where she connects to different energies. So she's going to tell you a little bit more about that. But so sometimes we can ask questions. So that's why we're going to start with a meditation and then go into some channeling. But yeah, shall I hand over to you, Jess? Just saw one of our friends out the window. And Tom. So he obviously is one of our lovely friends and friends here. So yeah, do you want to say a bit more about what you're planning, what we've just talked about, and what we're planning for
Sure.
today?
Yeah. Okay. So over the last few months actually, but particularly over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of energy from the constellation of Lyra coming through. Um, and it's very high frequency, and I felt it represented by the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, who is a lioness goddess, who I believe was from that constellation originally, sort of flipping the concept of traditional gods and goddesses on their head a little bit here. So she brings through really strong energy, and she connects us with the heart center and conveys that when the energy is running well through this center, it connects you with all of your other energy centers that have more of a focus on creativity. So when your heart chakra is aligned, you're able to be more in your authentic self. And when you're in your more in your authentic self, that gives you the opportunity for that to come out through your art, your music, your way of self-expression from the most genuine point. And when it's coming from that genuine point, it's more aligned with your soul's purpose, which usually brings out a kind of higher resonance in the work and then attracts more people to it as well. So we're going to do a meditation to hopefully that's the energy that's going to come through. Sometimes my guides and my soul team completely flip it, and it's not what I was expecting them to do at all. So that once I kind of start going into that, we'll see where it goes. But as that energy is pretty strong at the moment from Lyra, I feel like that might be where we're going to connect in.
Cool. I was just thinking we're coming to the Lionsgate 888, aren't we, as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
That's that 8th of August. Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah. We're fully now. So yeah, perfect. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. So we're just going to close our eyes and try and make sure that your arms at least are uncrossed, just to let the energy move through. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably. And just start by taking some nice deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then just allowing yourself to see from the base of your spine, roots beginning to grow down into the floor, into the ground. Moving down through layers of soil and rock. Pushing their way down toward the center of the earth. And at the earth's center, you can see a giant ball of bright white light. And your roots wrap themselves around this ball of light. And begin to draw that light back up towards you. You can feel it as it travels back up through the layers of rock and soil. You can see that light begin to enter your body through the base of your spine. It moves down through your legs and out from your feet. It moves up through your torso. Swirling upwards through your spine. And down through your arms, bursting out from the palms of your hands. You can feel it move up through your neck and into your head. And now that light pushes out through the top of your head, opening the crown, spilling out fountains of violet-colored light, which reach up high into the cosmos. And as you look up to the cosmos, you can see bright stars, bright balls of light, and feel the energy as one of those balls of light connects, pouring light down into you. It moves through you and over you. You're now charged with energy from the earth and from the heavens. And now you begin to walk. You notice the ground. And as you look up ahead, you can see some kind of shape or structure and begin moving towards it. And the closer you get to it, the more weightless you feel. And you begin to lift. Now as you walk, your feet barely touch the ground. And you lift a little more until you're floating towards this shape or structure. And it pulls you towards it. And it's just filled with light. And it feels benevolent and uplifting as you move into this shape, into this structure. And now you begin traveling upwards. moving through the layers of frequency, the different dimensions, feeling the light, feeling increasingly weightless as you ascend higher and higher. Until you move through the layer of energy. And as you get to this place, the shape that you travelled in opens. And you step out into shimmering energy, surrounded by light, different colours. You become aware of other beings there. They appear feline, and they are gentle but incredibly powerful, strong. You find a beautiful lioness, and she's sitting, waiting for you to go toward her. You walk towards her, put your face right up close to hers. You can feel her energy and her strength. You climb on her back, and she walks with you. Carries you to a pool of water. It's so clear, so blue, as though light is coming from the bottom and the top. And she walks into this water with you on her back. And you can feel it moving around you as you're immersed. And you climb off her back, and she sits in the water with you. And the water connects you. It connects her energy to yours. And you can feel a light begin to move from her, from the center of her chest, into yours. As you feel this energy moving into you, you can also feel her strength and her love and compassion, filling your whole body. filling the space within and outside of you. You feel as strong as she is, a gentle, beautiful creature with infinite power and strength, infinite energy, connected to every single star, every single vibration and expression of life in this beautiful high frequency place. She stares at you for a few more moments as you have a deep connection, and she is here for you to call on should you need to find strength. You climb back on her back. She walks out of the water, down some steps, and takes you back to the shape that you travelled here in. You climb off of her back, put your face to hers again. Thank her for this strength, this love that she brings. When you're ready, you move back into the shape and it closes safely around you. And gently brings you back down through the different layers of frequency, different dimensions. You start feeling your body a little more. It's your light energy that is aware again of your physical self. And taking as long as you need to keep travelling back down. Once you reach the ground, you can move out of this shape, walking back to your body. And in your own time, rejoin your energy with your physical body and come back in, opening your eyes. How's that?
Powerful. Yeah, love it. I love that lion energy. Lion energy.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's really strong.
Yeah. It was very um nice to feel like contained the whole journey because sometimes you do more like ethereal ones, but it's very good to be just like super guided and like just at the end I kind of you said about so when it came out of the pool I was like oh so tired. I just had this exhaustion. It was like falling asleep on her and like and then at the end it's just like oh why am I so tired. She's like raw, like you got to let out your anger and did like
Yeah.
cosmic raw, like to get that, lots of anger out at the moment and or in general. So yeah, just like release it, free it, whether you do a loud roar and out loud or cosmic roar in your head. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I just wrote a chapter in the book called "Hear Me Roar," and it's about and how she brings that like power to the voice and stuff too. So that's really cool that you felt that like right there.
No way. That'd be great for vocalists listening, especially as well.
Yeah, tune it.
Okay, special shout out to the vocalists. Like, we all need to, but seriously, like I did the public speaking workshop a few weeks back, but like we all need to use our voice more, whether it's just having a negotiation for a contract or a gig or a collaboration and just express our voice more. So yeah,
Yeah.
whatever level it's meant to reach, yeah, it's all good. So
Yeah, well, you're coming at a good time for that, as divine feminine energy is really supportive to like the ascension process, and it's a really strong energy coming in at the moment.
cool. Right time, right place then.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. How did you find it?
Oh yeah, I love it. Like I've really started to move quite a lot out of body. I could feel that really high frequency coming in. It's so sort of strengthening and supportive when you get that really strong connection from Lyra, from that kind of feline frequency. I think, yeah, I'm really enjoying working with it at the moment. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I did
Definitely.
actually kind of think if I stayed with it, we might end up kind of channeling that a little bit, but we're going to go into Pleiades today for Christos to come through.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever you want to kind of get started with
Yeah.
that, I'll start tuning in.
Yeah, I got my little list of questions. So yeah, thank you. Put me in my mind, but we'll come into this now. So
That's all right. If you need a couple of minutes to just let it.
all right, I just forgot what I was, but it's obviously not meant for now. So yeah, okay. Maybe I'll remember it later. Oh no, that was it. Just the concept of strength and just really drawing in that strength, because I think quite often like
Mm,
meditations focus on love or focus on, connect to your heart, but like strength,
yeah,
I think all need like a lot at the moment. Like there's so much stuff going on. The more we're strong and in our centered power, like center ourselves and just
yeah.
having a bit of that extra like. Mm.
We're going through, well, at the moment, we've got Saturn is in retrograde, which is often quite a challenging feeling. So it makes us have to strip away a lot of stuff. And then there's the full moon, sorry, in Capricorn that's coming up. That's going to exacerbate that too. So I think loads of people at the moment are really feeling that they are being pulled away from anything they're not in resonance with,
Yeah,
which can be quite a challenging process. So strength isn't like a good thing if you
yeah,
can put it through and like move into your human experience and give strength to that so that it can so you can move into the flow of it rather than be fearful of what letting go of stuff might mean for you.
yeah, for sure. And I think because from what I understand, we've had just two Capricorn full
Yeah.
moon, and
Mm.
it's Capricorn's about work, and my Mars is in Capricorn, so it's all like strengthening the work. So I'm happy with that. Like I don't mind. So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you do quite well with that then.
Sorry.
You probably do quite well with that energy. Like I
Yeah.
find it quite challenging at the moment, but as long as I kind of keep coming back in and recentering, then it's all right. I can kind of recalibrate a little bit. But yeah,
Yes, it's quite
it's
unforgiving.
definitely felt. Yeah, it's.
So yeah, gotta navigate how best we can. Okay, wonderful. All right, thank you so much. And thank you to the Lyrans who joined us and little tiger mama, lion mama, sorry. Um, okay, I'm gonna start off with a light question. So when you're ready, gonna
Right, okay, give me a couple of minutes just to call them through. And then is this for the you want to start channeling now or is it something
yeah, just
else?
should we just explain what you're going to
Okay.
do? Just
All right, yeah, cool. So I channel a seventh dimensional consciousness from the Pleiades, from the seventh dimension in the Pleiades. So that's the frequency that he kind of comes through as. Although his name is Kistos, and although I see him as a singular being, he is like a in the frequency that he is in. He is connected to the consciousness of multiple beings. So it's like those that reside in the seventh dimension of Pleiades have a very telepathic communication with each other. So whereas, we as humans, how we are now, we have very individualized ideas of our personality, and we live through quite a lot of separatism for to experience our existence. And that's less the case with Pleiades. So although he presents kind of as one being, that's almost like to help my little human brain to be able to process him and understand him without being kind of too overwhelmed. But he's channeling the consciousness of that kind of dimension. And from the seventh dimension, he's able to be in a kind of semi-physical form, or purely just a consciousness and just an energy. So he is able to bring in some understanding of human experience, whereas beings in very high frequencies like the 12th are purely just a consciousness, so they don't have any kind of understanding of physical form other than observation. So it's kind of a balance that comes in with the seventh here. So what I will do is I'll close my eyes, and it takes usually a couple of minutes, and then I'll start feeling that energy has come through, and Nell will ask her questions and they will hopefully answer.
Yeah, they have in the past. So we've had
Yeah.
we've had some amazing answers previously. So I can send a link, one of your YouTube links to the group.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's quite a lot. They Pleiades actually deals quite a lot with frequency, which obviously sound is kind of like a measure of that. It's another component to that. So the way that we experience frequency, how we tune into different frequencies, and how that plays out in our physical experience, how we manifest and stuff, and that is something that they bring through quite a lot. So hopefully that'll work well with the concept of sound and music production and stuff. So there we go.
yeah, it's very exciting times.
Hello, I'm Kistos. I represent the Pleiades and the consciousness here. We are pleased to connect with you and to help you with your understanding of your human experiences. We'll bring the best knowledge that we can to you and help to resonate our frequency for your uplifting, for your connection and your benefit.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Lovely to be in your presence, and thank you for coming through, Jessica. Our first question. So this is a video for our group, which we're planning to build, which is for women in music. For cis women in music, which is biologically or assigned female at birth, which is the current understanding on Earth here. So our question is, first question, why is it important for women in music to be heard more now?
Because during this time, as the energy is changing from one that was predominantly masculine led, your human experience has been very much led by the masculine for many hundreds of thousands of years now. And the balance is once again shifting. As humans, you have had many times in the past where masculine energy has led, but also many times where feminine energy has led. but this has often caused a lack of balance as one begins to become more dominant than the other. And the changes that you're experiencing as a species, the energies that are changing on your planet, are bringing those two more into alignment. But at the moment, you're still in the stage of the feminine energy rising. And it is rising quickly, and there are many powerful energies of the feminine nature who are able to move through and connect with beings on your planet. And for some, that is something you will be aware of and acknowledging. But for others, you will just have the nebulous connection with that energy. So you'll be stepping forward into roles of leadership, into more creative input. Your role within human experience is getting stronger as women as that energy rises, and as many of you unconsciously tune into that and become aware of it. Music is a very, very powerful tool amongst humans and has been both used for benevolent and malevolent purposes in the past before. You hear many scores within film that change the frequency or change the perception of the listener, which would not have been able to do that alone just at looking at the images and hearing the words that you are conveyed through film. So, this is really a very powerful tool. And as we have just mentioned, it is often misused. So, those who are able to come and connect to these higher frequencies, to this divine feminine energy, and bring that through music, will help to balance out the times and the moments where music has been used in a way that is not progressive to the elevation and ability to connect and understand of human consciousness. So you have a great power in how you affect others and how you attract more benevolent frequencies, more benevolent experiences to yourself through the music that you choose to produce.
Amazing. Thank you. And our next question is, how can we best manifest our music into the world? Do you have some advice or tips? Obviously, we'll be a range of different musicians and producers and vocalists and people in music management or the industry side. So, do you have advice for how we can do that?
For us, this is not such a practical application of setting you out with specific instructions, as from our perception, much of what you experience as humans is created by what you believe is possible for you. So, in order to be able to feel that you have the most success in reaching those that you wish to, and equally attracting those higher vibrations into your life so that you feel you experience more abundance and more joy from the work that is your passion. This requires an attention to your own mind patterns, the thoughts that you have about yourself, your self belief. And so, working through your body and your own energy in order to be able to raise your frequency is going to affect how you connect with others and how well you are noticed. If you have low self value or self belief, if you think that you don't have an impact, that is the exact frequency that you are sending out to the universe in which it will respond in the same way. So, when you are very, very much attuned with the concept that you are an energy being that has infinite power and creates the resonance and attract what is necessary, then you will notice the patterns start to change in your life that pull you into alignment with what is required for you in order to be able to make the connections that are necessary to have this impact that you desire from your work. So, finding deeply within yourself the parts that are still shadow, the parts that still don't have self belief, any part that holds you back from being able to lift your vibration are aspects that you should concentrate on. It may feel to some of you that, oh, this is work that you do not wish to do. You want instant effect, instant connection. But this work is short. It doesn't take long to start to acknowledge and release the parts which are difficult for you at the moment. You can ask for help from higher guidance, ask the universe to show you where these elements are within yourself. And you will find that as long as you pay attention and notice how your feelings change, how maybe you have a few days where you don't feel so good, often that is where you are being called to release something. So you can just have a think about it. What am I releasing? What is this experience connected to? And ask for that to be released from your energy. That will allow you to lift your frequency a little. And as you notice the synchronicities, whether it is minor things like being able to suddenly move to the front of a long queue or find a parking space, or somebody buys you a coffee someday that you weren't expecting, you notice these small things, these small moments where you feel aligned and where things feel easier for you. And then that steps you into a higher frequency. You will have many times where shadow work comes forward. And by shadow work, we mean the release of any energies which you should no longer be in alignment with in order to step into a higher frequency. But we really want to help you to understand that you have the power to create these connections through your own thoughts and through your own beliefs about yourself. The rest of it begins to fall towards you as you allow yourself to have that faith in your own ability and your own power.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask a bit more about sound and frequency and almost the mechanics of it. I know we touched on this a bit in the past, but could you tell us a little bit about how, say, if I write a song and you hear it, or what is the mechanism sort of energetically as well as sonically that's going on?
So, firstly, a lot of human experience is based on emotion. And we need to explain a little bit about this in order to go into more detail about your question. So, human emotion is something that is felt just where you are. The lower frequencies don't tend to have emotional based living, they are just survival based. And the higher frequencies don't have it because they have more of an experience of existence through energy, and there is less density of the body. So there are not the hormones and the biology that is created through the human body that creates emotions. The emotions that you have can feel difficult and challenging a lot of the time as a human, but that begins to change a little when you begin to realize that you can use your emotions as a portal, as a way to move energy and as a way to move through energy. So the heart center is a very, very powerful place within the human body. and can be used almost like a gateway to hop from one layer of vibration to another. Human emotions create a resonance. Each one that you experience is put out into the universe, and there is a reverberation and attraction that comes back from those emotions, as well as just the words that you speak. So when you're in a state of very happy, joyful emotion, you will naturally begin to experience more of the same thing until your egoic mind starts to come and interrupt and make you question whether this happiness is going to continue. This is something that humans do very often, and you go round and round in that cycle. But in the moments where you are truly in a moment of joy and happiness, you are attracting huge amounts of that to you and setting your frequency to that. Of course, if that means that if you're often in a predominantly low state, if you feel a lot of anxiety, sadness, or fear, then unfortunately you draw a lot of that to yourself too. But this does not mean that it's something that you cannot change and that you cannot step out of. Now, emotions with relation to sound, so much of the sound that is created, in fact, every sound that is created by a human, whether it's from their mouth, a crying baby, whether it's laughter, whether it's speech, or whether it's the music that you create with your voices and your hands and your body, your emotions are all conveyed into the creation of that sound. So if you listen to a particularly sad song, you will often feel sad, and that's not necessarily about the words of the song, much as it is about the energy of the person who created it. Because your connection with other humans runs much deeper and is much more powerful and aware than your mind allows you to realize a lot of the time. So every human that you encounter, every human, every life form that exists, you are energetically connected to at some level. So of course, if you are connected at some level, then you are able to perceive everything that comes through from that other being. And if that being is choosing to convey their emotions and their feelings through sound, then they are really putting out their frequency to a lot of people. Now, whilst this can be a beautiful thing and a release for the individual in terms of they are able to express their feelings and therefore release some of the work, it's a very unconscious thing for humans to do because it has this great effect on everybody that hears it. So you also have the aspect of the frequencies at which music is recorded at, which was altered many years ago and has had a less beneficial effect on the human body and the vibration of the human body, and changed the way that the mind is able to respond to music. So when you make music in a state of high awareness and understanding of the frequencies at which you can choose to record from, and understanding how you are feeling individually as you make this music, you will have different effects on those that perceive it. This is not to say that you should never make music if you are feeling sad, because that is your choice of your creative release. But music that carries very high frequencies will actually affect more people than that carries low, especially as at the moment your planet and your human consciousness is moving into times of higher vibration. Therefore, that which is recorded in a lower state of being is going to be slightly less influential and less significant to those that hear it.
Thank you. And just to clarify about the recording, but are you talking about when um, the note A used to be tuned to 432
Yes.
and then
Mm,
it was changed to 440 as standard?
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Um, Thank you so much. That was really, really insightful, and I love how you dissected it all. Really, really detailed. Um, we have a few minutes left, and I just wondered if you had anything else you'd like to share with us. We will hopefully be joining you again next month, so no worries if not. But yeah, if you have any last words or thoughts, I'd love to hear them.
There is something within you all that is awakening gradually at the moment. For some of you, it's happening very, very quickly, and you are feeling very rocked by the turbulence of so many new concepts, ideas, feelings, and energies moving through to you. But some of you are already finding your power within that. And we would suggest that the more that you can do, whether it's through states of meditation or through making your music and allowing yourself to go into a meditative state as you make that, as you produce those sounds, the more you will actually begin to release the density that's no longer serving you and step into higher frequencies yourselves. There are many within the world of music, though, who it feels necessary for them in their creative process to actually really connect with their lower emotions, the rawness, the intensity. When you hear songs that are sad or angry, they often have a very profound effect, but it's momentary. And in terms of any uplift it creates as you hear those kind of powerful notes, but the effect afterwards actually brings your frequency down a little. So being aware of what you're creating and being aware of what you're listening to as well. And if you do want to listen to music that is particularly angry or expressive of the more difficult states of human experience, we would suggest that you take a moment afterwards to connect yourself again with your heart center and ask for the universe and your soul team to release any of the energy from that music that is not actually for you, it's not connected to you. You've just felt it in the moment from the producer of that particular piece of music. So work on your own balance. Allow yourself to feel human emotions. Allow yourself to sit in that and to allow the different energies to move through you, but also retune yourself, particularly with the heart center, in moments where you're feeling overly challenged or feeling a lot of turbulence from your existence at the moment. And that will help you to move into a state where you are more aligned with what you are creating. And when you are aligned with what you are creating, that resonance is going to move out to all of those who are ready to accept that frequency and ready to be uplifted. And as the numbers of people are increasing that are ready to be uplifted, you will find that there is more and more that is drawn towards you that is for your benevolence.
That's amazing. Thank you so, so much. I'm just going to rejoin you now. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been lovely to be with you, and so many insights. I think we definitely need to rewatch that and absorb it all. So yeah, very many thanks.
And we are very grateful to have this opportunity to connect with you.
Thank you so much. We look forward to connecting again, hopefully soon.
Hello. How are we doing?
Wow. Yeah, that was really, really incredible.
Yeah, I could feel a lot kind of happening and tingling, and I know they were talking about emotions a lot. I think, hey,
Yes,
yeah,
like that's
interesting.
the music. You have to, or whether you're consciously or unconsciously aware of what your emotions are, that's coming into the music. So Yeah,
I think we all need a bit of awareness of that, don't we? It's so easy to get
yeah,
drawn into spiral.
totally. I'm just kind of curious, perhaps that's for another time, but like, oh, other people might have, but I do often feel like a catharsis, like if I'm a bit angry, I listen to like an angry track and then it helps move my own emotions through as well. So I kind of feel like there's a place for that too. And yeah, there was more I wanted to ask, but I was like, oh, I think that's quite a lot for one day. So
Yeah, I'll have to listen to it because as you know, I don't remember a huge amount of what kind of comes through. I know I could feel that they were talking about emotion and that quite a lot. And I know they've spoken to me at other times about emotions being a portal and also that we are really able to pick up a lot from others through sound.
mm,
Um, and they speak a lot about just making sure that we rebalance when we have those kind of experiences, like anything that really rocks us. Like, yeah. And I think it depends a little bit on where you're at because I find things that I used to listen to a lot. I used to listen to a lot of blues. I was really like quite into blues and I still like it, but I can't listen to much of it because I feel it moves my frequency quite a bit and I start kind of getting into a mind pattern. And
but it brings it down, like it kind of,
yeah, I don't, it's weird because I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to it, but I think it changes me slightly afterwards. So I have to be aware of that and maybe like look at is it something that I'm feeling or is it something that I'm picking up through what's been written?
see what you're saying, yeah.
And like a lot of musicians are like they do produce the most beautiful work when they're in really emotional states, don't they? You know, there's quite a lot of albums that are kind of famously written, like the Rumours album from Fleetwood Mac, just for like a well-known example. There, like it's all about the turbulence,
Mm.
and we all like latch onto that as humans and feel really kind of drawn into it.
I think you feel
Um,
seen, don't you? Because sometimes it's not something you can express
yeah,
day
yeah,
to day, but when a musician says it or an artist or something, you're like, oh, that you kind of get that feeling without having to tell people sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. So I think it's changing quite a lot just with the shifting frequencies that we're going through.
Mm.
Um, how we tune in and how we express. Like with your music, it's got a totally different feel to me to other things that are similar or of the same kind of genre. Um, but as I've said to you before, I can listen to yours, whereas other things I can't because it throws me too much. So yeah, Nell has the gift.
Thanks. I try. But yeah, I can't wait for it
Yeah.
to be out. Oh my God. Yes. But yeah, Jessica's very kindly like had a listen as well. So yeah. Yeah. Tested it out, road tested it. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
Was there anything else you wanted to do, or we?
I think that's absolutely
Thank you.
amazing. Yeah, I knew it was gonna exceed my expectations, and indeed it did. So yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
You're super.
It's cool. It's really nice to be able to bring it through and connect. I really
Thank you. I was
appreciate.
like, oh, I feel so privileged. I get to do like almost like a one-to-one. I know it's for our group, but I was like, get Jess. Usually we sort of take it in turns to ask questions. I'm like, oh, just get to ask all the questions and monopolize the time for music. So, yay! Thank you so much.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, thank you. And
Awesome.
yeah, great connection.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
see you very soon. Loads of love, and hopefully you'll join us again next month.
I certainly will.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nell.
loads of love, and take care.
Bye.